Hi guys, it's Innocent with another Drillabyte tutorial, and in this tutorial we'll be talking about error handling in Python. So I'll start this tutorial by first explaining the two kinds of errors in Python, which the syntax errors and then we have exceptions. So what's the syntax error? Now let's say I have this simple code here. So I'm just going to say x equals 4, and I have a while loop, for instance, and I want this while loop to just print out 1 to 4. So I have to say while x that should be while x is, I think, less than 4. So I'm just going to do while x is less than or equal to 4, then come here and print x. Okay, print x and then increase x. So x plus equals to 1, so increase x by 1 each time. So I'm going to save this, and let me print this and show you that the code works. So I'm just going to print this out, and you can see I have 4. So not x equals 4, so I'm just going to do x equals 1. I'm saving this, and I'll just simply clear this again and print this out, and you see I have 1 to 4. So it's going to loop through and then check the first time is x less than or equal to 4. It's going to print it, keep increasing till I do this. Now if I make a mistake, or let's probably force this code to output error, so I'm just going to say print, and I'll put a comma here. So let's say this is a mistake. I'm not supposed to put a comma in front of print, but I put a comma, and let's see what happens. So if I run this code, okay, let's omit the t, for instance. So I did print, and I'll just save this. Of course, you can see I already have like syntax highlighting, so I'll just run this code just so you can see exactly what happens. Enter, and you can see I have a name error right here. Print is not defined. Okay, so this is a name error, and it throws an exception. Now if I do this and I just come back here and I remove this and I save this, you will see right here I'm going to have what we call a syntax error. So you can see different kinds of error. I have a syntax error that resulted as a result of me not putting the print statement in the right place, and you can see it's already telling me, I'm detecting invalid syntax on line 3 right here. So this is line 3, and it's detecting invalid syntax. And in the first instance when we did it, we had a name error, and it says name print is not defined. So these are some of the kind of errors that you see in Python or when you're working in programming. So how do you handle such errors? Now I'm going to introduce you to the 3 keywords. The first is try, the next is except, right? Try, except, finally. Okay, and this, and of course we would actually see how we can raise an exception. So these are the 3 keywords we'll be dealing with. Let's first start with the first one, try and except. So if I do something like this and I create a try block here, and in the try block I just write print x, for instance. Now remember, x is supposed to be a variable, but in this case I've not defined the variable, so I'm just doing try print x, and I'll put except right here. Okay, and then I'll say except, and I will now define the error I want. So if I try this and I find error, then the except block is going to be run. Okay, so I'll just write your variable is not defined. Okay, and I'll save this. So I'll run this code so you see exactly what I have. Clear this. Now when I come back here and run it, you see that my except block will fire up, and it says your variable is not defined. So first thing, it tries to print x, right, and it can't find x, and then it goes to the except block. But what if in a situation where I have x, define x, and I set the value to a string, and the string is just hello? Okay, if I save this now and I run this, you're going to see that it's going to try to print x, and yes, it finds x, so it prints out hello, and then it doesn't run the except block. Okay, so this is one way of using the try except block. Now You can also have more than one except block. Okay, let's do this. For instance, so I'm going to show you something now. Save this, and so I'll just write print x right here and save this up, and of course clear this, and let's do this now. So you can see I have a name error right here. Now I can, instead of having this name error, okay, I can do a try statement right here. Okay, and so I can do a try statement right there, and I'll come back here and just do except. Okay, so the first except I'll do is I'm going to say if it's a type error. So there are different kinds of exception that Python throws up. So if you see a type error, then just print out this is a type error. Okay, then I can also have another except block that will handle another kind of error. For example, if it's a name error, right, then the code should just print something else, and what you should print is just say this is a name error. Okay, and then I'll save this so I can add one more except without any specifying anything and not handled, and I'll save this. Now when I save this, let us run this code and see the particular error that will be printed out to screen. So if we print this, you see it says this is a name error because this is actually a name error right here, guys. Try to print x plus hello. You see I have this is a name error, so the name error is being fired up right now out of all these errors. And then I can do one more thing. So I'm going to introduce it to the very last thing, which is finally block. So if I have this finally block, I can just print something else here, and what I'm going to print is the word done. Okay, so if I save this and I run the same code right here, you see this is a name error, and finally is also executed. So anytime you are handling error in Python, the finally block will always be executed. Now the very last thing you need to understand is the raise. Okay, so for example, if I have let's say I have x equals to, let's say 5, right? I have x equals to 5, and if x is greater than 5, for instance, okay, and then I can add the raise here. So raise exception if x is greater than 5, or if x is less than 5, so it raises an exception. If x is less than 5, raise an exception, and the exception I want you to raise is just output the variable is less than 5. Alright, so I'll save this and I'll print this one more time, and you can see I have raise exception, the variable is less than 5, exception, the variable is less than 5. So you can see that I have this being printed out to console right now. So this is exactly what exceptions are. Okay, so I'll drop a link to the Python documentation where you can read more on exceptions and understand how exceptions work, understand some other concepts in error handling in Python. So thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.